All right, 10 o'clock on this Sunday morning. Meteorologist Christian Morgan jumping in on our WFMY Plus streaming app. Thanks for joining us this morning as you're keeping tabs on the weather like we are. Of course, maybe you're about to head out the door, head to church. Just know that the worst of our line of rain and storms now is actually pushing through the Piedmont as we speak. So if you're heading to church, be extra careful. Stay alert with the weather. By the time you leave church heading into lunch, I think we're mostly going to be clearing things out. So of course, we had that weather impact alert day in effect for today. Even outside of thunderstorms, we have gusty winds, and already this morning we've seen gusts on the order of about 30 to 35, starting to see some higher wind gusts in some of those thunderstorms as they're forming. So stay weather aware. Make sure you have alerts turned on across all of your devices. Heading into church, even leave the alerts on. Of course, if you get an alert and it interrupts church just to keep you safe, I think things are going to be just a-okay. I don't think your pastor will be too mad at you. All right, here's that line that we were just talking about, and you can really see over the last couple of hours. If you were joining us during the early morning hours of WFMY News 2 mornings, 7, 8 o'clock, this line was pretty weak. Of course, we were talking about the strong part of the system down to the south, and we're starting to see that lift to the northeast. The worst of it right now is in the heart of the Triad. However, folks in the western edge of Forsyth County, back west of Winston-Salem, already starting to see some clearing, but you can see that really heavy torrential rain now pushing through the immediate Triad as we speak. Raining to beat the band. Car wash style rain right now in Asheboro, up to Greensboro, and over to Lexington as well, down to the south, down into Montgomery County too. And we've been watching these areas just to the south, especially close. Stanley County, Montgomery County. There was a tornado warning for Stanley County just a few minutes ago. Thankfully, as quick as it spun up and prompted that tornado warning, it fell apart. But that's something that we're going to have to watch for today. You'll also see some really just torrential rain just south of Rockingham down in Richmond County as well. Let's zoom back in a little closer on some of our Triad cities. And I'm going to walk over here just to the side and actually kind of stop this radar image so we can get a closer look. You'll see the reds and oranges picking up. This is some really heavy rain right now in Greensboro. Same kind of thing down to Randleman and Level Cross. It's steady and pretty heavy down in parts of Randolph County toward Asheboro. But you'll see the back edge of that really heavy rain now just to the west in parts of Davidson County toward Denton and Lexington. Of course, several lightning strikes with that as well. Like I mentioned, though, you can see the back edge of this just out to our west. So I think over the next couple of hours, we're going to see this move out. Also, this morning we were talking about the second line that was forming over the Blue Ridge, moving into the foothills. Well, not only did it push off to the north and east, but it really also kind of fell apart. Those are areas that had rain earlier. That area's been worked over pretty good, so it's hard for the atmosphere to recover to make those storms pretty strong. Our actual cold front, though, is back out to the west, and you'll see this other line out near Knoxville, Tennessee, starting to approach our mountains. Also expect most of that to fall apart, but as we go into the afternoon, I think we still need to keep a close eye on the possibility of a couple of showers and storms popping up into the evening hours too. So even though we'll be by with the main event this morning, we'll have to keep and watch as we move into the afternoon. Can't let our guard down just yet. Like I mentioned, the worst of it moving through just had a 40-mile-per-hour gust in Winston-Salem. That's new as of just a couple of moments ago. So of course that is the worst part of that storm as it's pushing through. A 32-mile-per-hour gust just moments ago in Greensboro, gusting to 21 in Burlington. I think we'll likely start to see some 30s and 40 gusts in Burlington and just to the east of the Triad over the next little while as that main line pushes through. Asheboro, of course, gusts to around 20 to 25 as well, and gusts seem to be calming down a little bit now that that line has passed by with gusts around 20 up in the foothills. Like I mentioned, there's some clearing just west of Winston-Salem. That's what we're seeing on our Winston-Salem camera right now. This is the back edge of that line of storms. So the sunshine already peeking out, already shining likely for folks in Yadkin County, Yadkinville, and of course on the western side of Forsyth County. You still see the beads of water covering our camera in downtown Winston-Salem. I will let you know this too. This is new as of a couple of minutes ago, just at about 9:50. They reissued this tornado watch earlier this morning. You've probably seen us talking about it if you've been watching on TV and also seen it on social media. Our southern Piedmont counties, Montgomery County, Stanley County, Moore County, Lee County, those were the folks that were included in that tornado watch earlier. Now that tornado watch with the line strengthening has been expanded. It does include Randolph County, Davidson County, Forsyth County, Guilford County, Alamance County, Chatham County, and all of central North Carolina as well. Now that goes until 2 o'clock this afternoon, but as that main line pushes through, I would expect we see some of these counties start to be trimmed out of that watch. Doesn't mean that a tornado is happening right now. It's just an extra way to tell you to stay alert. Again, all the players are on the field. It's just how they come together and play during the game as to what happens for us. Now, as we move into the lunchtime hour, 11 o'clock, 11:30, 12 o'clock, I expect most of that main line to be out of here and to our east. That becomes more of a Raleigh-Durham area, and as it pushes down into eastern North Carolina, with a longer wait period, longer time to warm up, I would expect those folks will likely have severe weather down that way this afternoon. For us, I think we do get some sunshine back, but that's a little bit tricky and a little bit risky. As it peaks out, we're going to start to pump in some extra instability, or thunderstorm fuel that we call it. It adds heat, it adds moisture to the atmosphere, makes it easy for storms to form. Again, the tricky thing is watching to see if there's some redevelopment as the cold front passes by. A lot of times it's really hard to do, especially after our atmosphere gets worked over pretty good, but it's still not out of the realm of possibility. So it's something that we'll watch for, I think more so in that 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. time range if we see anything pop up. So heading out for afternoon plans or have dinner plans on this Sunday, just kind of be mindful of what's happening in the weather. Overall, it's just a day where you want to keep check on the radar from time to time and stay in the know of what's going on. Now, it'll move on by tonight. We'll be done with this as we go into next week. Like I mentioned, I think a part of our issue this morning, why we haven't had any severe weather or busy weather really up until this point, has been the lack of thunderstorm fuel or the lack of instability. A couple of things could have helped that. We had a lot of fog and mist that was hanging around for a while yesterday. Also had extra cloud cover overnight, and that of course helps to limit some of that. Moving into the afternoon, we get sunshine back, and you see what happens. You're starting to add more of that thunderstorm fuel, more of that instability into the atmosphere. Makes it easier for those storms to form. So that's why we can't let our guard down yet. And again, same thing for the afternoon. Damaging wind is still our main concern today. Even outside of storms, we have wind gusts 30 to 40 miles per hour. Wind gusts could exceed 50 to 60 miles per hour in some of those stronger storms. And although low, risk of a tornado for us to keep an eye on. Again, even after that main line moves through, we're not going to let our guard down on this as we go into the afternoon. All right, so cold front is, of course, the big culprit of all of this. And as it pushes through the Piedmont, it will, of course, potentially bring that extra reformation this afternoon, but then it slides on by. We'll stay breezy going into tonight, but then into tomorrow, high pressure will start to take over. Does a couple of things for us. It gets us back to sunshine, but as our strong area of low pressure and cold front move by, we're going to start bringing in our air in out of the north and west. It's going to cool us down a little bit as we kick off a brand new work week. So as we cool it down tomorrow for St. Patrick's Day, don't worry, we're going to warm back up by the middle of next week. Okay, so for today, here's the plan. Staying weather aware, scattered severe storms possible through 11 o'clock and lunchtime today. Moving into the afternoon, I do expect some sunshine, but I think we're still going to have to watch for the chance of a couple of pop-up showers or thunderstorms. We're still up around 70 to finish off your Sunday. All right, News 2 Weather Impact Alert. We'll be keeping you posted all day long right here on WFMY+. You can look for our updates into the afternoon. You can also find all the updates you need on social media as well. Our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram pages have those updates. And if there's a warning that gets issued, tornado warnings get issued, we, of course, will be on all platforms updating you on that until that threat is gone. Moving into tomorrow, St. Patrick's Day. Don't forget to wear your green. Sunshine's back. It's a cool day of weather, but it's right around seasonable norms. 61 is the average high right now. 39 is the average low. We'll be up to 60 for Monday, St. Patrick's Day. Then climbing into the low 70s Tuesday. We're back up around 80 by Wednesday and dry. Our next chance for rain, although it's not much of one, returns on Thursday. We're in the 60s to finish off the work week and into next weekend. That's your update for now. Stick with us for more updates on our News 2 Weather Impact Alert Sunday.